Bonita and Goddess didn't just catch Damond in a lie. They sat him down, pulled out the exact receipts, and utterly humiliated him on national TV. Instead of fighting each other like he planned, these two women joined forces, cornered Damond at the table, and made him choke on his own words the second his double life hit the light.
Listen, yo.
Please tell me who you love again.
I really do love both of y'all.
I just told you not to play with me.
They didn't come with wild accusations. They came with irrefutable digital proof. Bonita pulled out her phone right to his face, showing identical photos, baby updates, and texts Damond was sending both of them at the exact same time. When Goddess asked him point-blank about his secret engagement, Damond's entire smooth-talking persona completely collapsed.
Why am I here? Why am I here sitting with... Why am I here?
Hold on. Because this is D1 right here. Get off my phone, please. This is D1 right here, right? Who is this right here? Me. Who is this right here? Me and you. Who is this right here? Me, you, and D1. You are sending these pictures to me, so I'm not sending you none of this.
He claimed he was at his mother's house for a tea party. FaceTime proved he was sitting at Bonita's residence instead. And when he ran out of excuses, Damond actually tried to flip the script, claiming he was just trying to build a poly family and whining that he was the real victim because liquor and water got thrown across the table.
I'm not going to do a drink.
Alright, what's up with y'all? Like, what the f***? Water and liquor and all that on
They might throw no liquor on you.
Whatever you threw, you threw out a bottle of water and all. You know, sit down.
Can you sit
I'm not
down?
even with all that.
You are not the victim
Why
here.
the f*** you trying to bring us to sit down there?
You're not about to keep telling me what to do. You are very disgusting.
This wasn't a simple misunderstanding. This was a step-by-step masterclass in how two women exposed a post-incarceration manipulator using nothing but cold, hard facts. Here is the exact timeline of how Damond's entire web of lies unraveled, minute by minute. When Damond sat down at that sit-down, he genuinely believed he was in total control of the room. He thought he could run the same smooth-talking plays that got him through his prison sentence, keeping both women separated in completely different narratives. What he failed to calculate was the moment Bonita and Goddess stopped relying on his verbal updates and started communicating with each other directly. The second those two women put their notes together, Damond's entire operation flipped from a calculated double life into an explosive public disaster. The real shift happened the moment physical evidence entered the conversation. Bonita didn't raise her voice or throw hands. She simply unlocked her phone screen. She displayed exact photo archives, daily video updates, and messages regarding their child Dior that Damond was sending her on a constant loop. Goddess examined the screen, looked at Damond, and recognized the exact same recycled affection, identical media files, and relationship promises that were being routed to her device simultaneously. Damond didn't just get caught double-dipping. He got exposed for running a copy-paste routine on two women at once. Instead of falling into the classic trap where two women tear each other apart over a man, Bonita and Goddess completely flipped the dynamic. They didn't exchange a single hostile word toward one another. They sat side by side, locked eyes, and directed every ounce of accountability straight across the table. That single tactical choice stripped Damond of his biggest weapon, distraction. He had no side drama to hide behind, no catfight to defuse, and zero room to play the mediator. Cornered by this unexpected alliance, Damond attempted an immediate narrative rewrite. He claimed that his goal all along was never deception, but rather creating a structured poly-family dynamic. He openly admitted that his initial mission was to introduce them to create a throuple, complaining that he didn't bring them together just so they could tag team against him. It was a desperate attempt to frame blatant dishonesty as a lifestyle proposition, but the logic fell flat the second Goddess pressed him on the facts. Goddess dropped the primary bombshell of the sit-down, the undisclosed engagement. She pointedly asked Damond how he was planning to build a poly family when he was sitting on a full-blown secret engagement with Bonita that Goddess knew absolutely nothing about. She pressed him on whether he ever intended to reveal the ring, the formal commitment, or the deeper history he was actively hiding while making daily promises to her. Damond had no factual counter. When pressed on the engagement timeline, he froze, unable to explain why he was sending romantic updates to one woman while secretly wearing another woman's ring. His failure to give a straight answer proved to both women that his poly-family excuse wasn't a genuine proposition. It was a last-minute shield assembled on the spot to cover up blatant dishonesty. The exposure escalated from relationship status straight into documented daily location lies. Bonita brought up a specific incident where Damond claimed he was staying at his mother's house for a family tea party. She revealed that when she asked him to FaceTime her to confirm his location, the connection suspiciously failed to go through. It turned out Damond wasn't at his mother's house at all. He was at Bonita's home, begging for money, while telling Goddess an entirely different story. Bonita laid out his exact routine, coming around, acting like a bum, begging for change at Mo's house, and using cheap location cover-ups to keep both women off his track. She even brought up him lying about being outside the skating rink. Each lie they cross-referenced dismantled another layer of his credibility. By the time they finished matching timestamps and text messages, Damond was exposed not just as a cheater, but as someone relying on both women for basic financial and emotional support while disrespecting them both. Seeing his cover stories fall apart one by one, Damond abandoned logic entirely and defaulted to deflection. Rather than taking accountability for the documented timeline, he tried to play the victim. He complained about liquor and water being thrown, questioning why they were attacking him when he came here to be honest. Bonita cut him off instantly, reminding him that he doesn't get to play the victim when he was the sole architect of the entire mess. When the victim routine failed, Damond pulled out his most bizarre defense yet: societal gender ratios. Sitting at a table with two women holding hard proof of his deceit, Damond actually looked at them and argued that because there are 10 women to every man, they should accept the situation. He even bragged about his personal appearance, shouting, "Look at the material, baby, I look good every time," and making absurd beep beep, bang bang noises to divert attention. Instead of saving face, that comment sealed his fate. Bonita shut down his arrogance on the spot, telling him straight up that this isn't a man's world. It's a woman's world, and his entitlement wasn't going to fly. What Damond thought was a smooth exit line only highlighted his total lack of remorse, turning a tense confrontation into a complete public humiliation. By the end of this exchange, the balance of power had shifted completely. Damond went from trying to manage two relationships to watching his entire manipulation scheme crumble right in front of him. Every excuse he offered created 3 new contradictions, leaving him backed into a corner with nowhere left to run. With his cover stories blown and his gender ratio speech completely failing, Damond was backed into an absolute corner. But instead of staying quiet or offering a genuine apology, the psychological spiral set in. He realized he had lost total control over the narrative, so he resorted to active projection and emotional gaslighting. He sat back, looked at both women, and tried to convince them that their anger was completely irrational, insisting he had done nothing wrong because his intentions were supposedly pure. Bonita wasn't having a single second of it. She immediately labeled his behavior for what it was: textbook narcissism and severe projection. She pointed out that Damond intentionally tried to humiliate both of them, setting up a situation where he expected them to blindly follow his rules while he operated in total secrecy behind their backs. When Bonita called him out on his narcissism, Damond's composure completely cracked. He couldn't handle being held accountable by two women standing in absolute solidarity. The dynamic at the table became even more unbearable for Damond because of Bonita's unshakable energy. She didn't break down or lose her composure. She weaponized humor and supreme confidence against his lies. She laughed in his face, mocked his inflated ego, and called him an outright clown. That balance between cutting seriousness and absolute ridicule destroyed Damond's ability to manipulate the room. Every time he tried to sound profound, Bonita turned his excuses into a complete punchline. While Bonita brought the sharp wit and relentless pressure, Goddess brought cold, tactical focus. Goddess refused to get sidetracked by Damond's emotional outbursts or his attempts to spark an argument. She kept her eyes locked on him, repeatedly bringing the conversation back to one core question: why lie in the first place? By staying focused entirely on getting direct answers about his timeline, Goddess made it physically impossible for Damond to redirect the blame or slide out of the hot seat. Seeing that neither woman was backing down, Damond's posture shifted from arrogant posturing to sheer desperation. He realized that every single sentence coming out of his mouth was giving them another piece of evidence to tear apart. The man who walked into the room thinking he was a mastermind orchestrating a throuple was now sitting at the table, looking like someone whose entire reality had just collapsed around him. He tried one final verbal maneuver, attempting to profess his feelings to both of them simultaneously to soften the blow. He looked at Bonita and told her, "I do like you," then immediately turned to Goddess and said, "I love you too." But hearing those hollow words uttered back-to-back in the exact same breath only repulsed both women even further. Bonita told him straight up that she was completely disgusted by his behavior, and that playing games with people's real emotions was officially over. Damond's mask had slipped entirely. He had no leverage left, no supporters in the room, and no logical way to defend the web of deceit he spent months building. He threatened to get up and leave the table, muttering that he was about to walk out because nobody was listening to his side. But walking away wasn't going to erase the hard phone evidence, the location tracking, or the secret engagement that was already laid out in plain sight. The moment Damond threatened to walk off set marked the absolute boiling point of the confrontation. His attempt to execute a dramatic exit wasn't a show of power, it was a desperate attempt to stop the bleeding. But Bonita and Goddess didn't rush to stop him, nor did they beg for clarity. Instead, they let the silence heavy in the room reflect the total collapse of his authority. The man who entered the room attempting to negotiate a two-partner dynamic was left standing alone, stripped of every piece of leverage he thought he held. Facing concrete photo proof and location logs, Damond openly announced his intention to leave the sit-down when his explanations were rejected. Neither Bonita nor Goddess accepted his poly-family defense, explicitly identifying his actions as intentional humiliation and emotional manipulation. The entire confrontation concluded without Bonita and Goddess turning on each other, marking a rare instance in reality television where full accountability was directed solely at the instigator. Within minutes of the confrontation reaching its peak, the operational dynamic between all three individuals shattered permanently. Damond's strategy relied on keeping information compartmentalized. The moment that barrier was removed, his ability to manage either relationship evaporated. Bonita made it unequivocally clear that his presence was no longer tolerated, describing his behavior as completely repulsive and cutting off any further attempts at gaslighting. Goddess maintained the exact same stance, refusing to allow him to gloss over the undisclosed engagement. From a television and behavioral standpoint, this interaction redefined the standard sequence of post-incarceration relationship dynamics on the show. Reality television editing typically relies on conflict between rival partners. This footage inverted that structure by documenting unified opposition against a single party. The footage serves as a textbook demonstration of how hard evidence, cell phone photo archives, and direct cross-referencing neutralizes verbal deflection. Damond's failure to establish transparency prior to his release cost him both relationships simultaneously, leaving him isolated on camera with no active support system remaining. Damond's posture by the end of the scene said everything words couldn't. The bravado, the arrogance about gender ratios, and the smooth-talking defenses were completely gone. He was left staring at two women who had completely outsmarted his game, exposed his lies using his own text messages, and walked away with their dignity fully intact. When the dust settled at that table, one fact became undeniable. Damond's web of lies didn't just unravel, it completely destroyed every plan he had set up post-release. By trying to play two smart women at the exact same time with the same recycled photos and empty promises, he lost everything in a single sit-down. Bonita and Goddess proved that when women stop fighting each other and start comparing the receipts, the truth will strip a manipulator of his power every single time. This confrontation wasn't just another reality TV argument. It was a total masterclass in holding someone accountable with cold, hard evidence. Now, the biggest question remains. When a man gets caught with documented proof of a secret engagement, location lies, and double-talking, is attempting to blame societal gender ratios pure narcissism, or was he genuinely arrogant enough to think they would go along with it? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Was Damond completely out of his mind, or did he actually believe his own hype? If you want the real, unfiltered facts on the biggest drama and breakdown moments as they happen, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now. Because while Damond thought he walked away from that table with his pride intact, Rumors are already circulating that this isn't the last secret from his past about to catch up with him, and when the next receipt drops, nothing will ever be the same.